Radio, trenches on the radio, 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 DGN Radio, trenches on the radio, 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 radio. Yo, static hits like a corner store prophet, spitting truth through the speaker, no profit. 92 BPM, knocking boots on the concrete. Why the feds trace signals they can't delete? Horn stab cut, that's the truth in the cut. Crypto flickering green while the world's on shut. Ain't no playlist, this a frequency war. Tune in or vanish like cash through a door. DGN Radio, stretches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. Stretches on the radio, stretches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. DGN Radio, stretches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. Stretches on the radio, stretches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. Stretches on the radio, stretches on the 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 radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Beans Bulletin. This is our first show, and this is sponsored by DGNRadio and Beans and Baloney. So, first of all, I would like to welcome everybody who's taking part and coming onto the show tonight. This is basically a really important moment for the Beans project. We also have our first sponsor, which is CUPPY, an amazing project, which I'm very excited to kind of get to share with you tonight, you know, ahead of a narrative. And basically this is to give everybody the opportunity to spill the beans, as we say. These projects who are on tonight is, you know, these are some of the best projects in the space. We do not kind of mix with people who we don't believe to be reliable and trustworthy. And these projects are the projects you as a community member should be looking at. So first of all, we've got our host up top, Franco, the dev of Beans, and myself, Shane Burkett, co-host. And we're just going to basically dive right into it. You know, so first up, Simon, if you wouldn't mind stepping up and just kind of introducing yourself and the sponsor, CUPPY.
Absolutely, guys. Look, thank you for having me, everybody. It's great to meet you all. And look, it's a pleasure to be able to sponsor this great show. And I think what you just hit there is really important. You don't work with anybody, right? There's too many BSers in this space, pump and dumpers, outright crooks sometimes, right? So vetting, due diligence, and making sure people are in it for the long term and for the right reasons is absolutely critical. And you know, that's what we're doing here at CUPPY, right? We believe we're building not just the biggest World Cup meme, but the biggest sports meme and ecosystem in crypto. We haven't done it before. We are all from a sporting background, or me especially. I run in real life sports businesses, as people can probably already see from the first 6 weeks we've been in operation. You know, we've had some Arsenal legends, some England players, and there's going to be a whole lot more as it comes toward the World Cup. So, you know, CUPPY is in essence a lovable, fun character. It's representing the World Cup and sports as a whole. I got into memes quite some time ago, also the utility space. And as a sportsman and somebody that does that in the real world, I figured, why not try and build $1 billion sports meme / ecosystem? And CUPPY's getting introduced to the world right now, and his sort of introduction to the world is World Cup 2026, the most watched sport in the world, the most popular sport in the world, and there'll probably be about 4 to 5 billion people watching it. And we're front running that. We set this up 6 weeks ago in an awful market to show people that memes that launch on Solana and Pump Fun, they cannot just survive but thrive. So that's just a high level overview for everybody. I'm not going to bleat on more than that. It's great to sponsor everybody, and I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody and answering any questions as the show moves forward. So thank you.
No, I really appreciate that. And I do think, like, with the backing, I've just been looking through your socials, and you've got, you know, Jack Wilshere there, you know, a big England footballer. You know, I'm from England and I love football, and you know, you've even got ex-professionals up on there as well. And I truly believe this is going to lead that narrative. I can't see how it couldn't, to be totally honest with you. And I think that you've somewhat created it ahead of time. Whereas if we give it, you know, another 4 weeks, I think people will be following suit. And yeah, no, I love it, and it looks really fun as well.
Well, it's about having fun, everyone. Memes should be fun. They should be imaginative. You got all these PFPs and just boring profile pictures. So we've given Cuppy his own life, his own story. You know, he's even found out recently he's got his own son, Cuppy Jr. And Cuppy Jr. has created the Cuppy Kids brand, which is ultimately my nephew, who's 10, and he's building that out with me. He's actually in the photos with Jack and Chris, and there'll be some more for the qualifiers coming up. And you know, our passion is to use football as a vehicle to bring kids back to health, families back to health. Sport is medicine, and it unites in an ever increasing negative world, right? Where people just want to tear people down instead of lift them up. So we're what I call a meme with a purpose. We're also going to have utility in our meme launchpad. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to happen. So I don't know how you want me to explain it. You want to fire questions my way, whatever the format is, mate, you know, just fire away.
Yeah, no, like I say, we've got a little bit of time yet, so I do want to ask a couple of questions, and I think the main one is with it being focused on the World Cup, is there anything? Can this go beyond the World Cup? Can this go into other major competitions? Because at the end of the day, it's just a trophy. But you know, is there anything else that you're doing with it, or is this
Yeah.
just for a certain
Oh no,
time
the
duration?
goal is for this to become, you know, the biggest sports meme sports ecosystem in crypto. You know, so think of Pump Fun and imagine one day having sportfun.com. Now we're already more than football, and I'm flying over to England on Monday, and I'll be at the Moses Itama boxing fight in Manchester. So we actually work with Ezra, who's he's basically the undercard, but he's straight under Moses. I'm a big boxing martial arts fan, so we'll be there. I'll be there with my Cuppy hat on, actually, and Ezra's manager is Deontay Wilder's manager, and then his wife is a very famous US sports presenter, and they're all going to find out about Cuppy. And then we're going to extend our tentacles much, much further in the qualifiers that happen next week, from the 26th to the 31st. We'll have a couple of players shouting us out, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. And as you know, crypto's
I think his mic's gone. No, that's fine. Yeah, we'll come back to Simon when he comes back in, guys. But yeah, that was a quick overview there of Cuppy, and like I say, I think this is something to get excited about. No doubt about it. It looks fun, and I've actually watched some of the videos. The videos are pretty funny as well. It's got a bit of comical humor about it as well, so that's also great. So make sure you take the time to kind of check them out. Kuzon, how you doing, mate? I know you're a bit short of time. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man.
Kuzon, are you there? No, his mic's gone as well. What's up, Ben?
Sorry,
you hear me?
guys. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, I had a telephone call come through. So as a tech guy, we need to tell StreamYard that if a call comes through, they need to figure out how not have you bounced out of a live stream, eh? We'll put that on the list. But anyway, where was I at? So yeah, after the qualifiers, we're obviously going to be moving towards the group stages. We've got a lot of rewards, competitions, and prizes. We're going to be bringing on influencers at that point, and we can talk about charge management and strategy and all of that good stuff, and not peaking too early. But ultimately, the World Cup is really the intro of Cuppy. He's going to then stay on in LA. He's got his own anthem. Anybody should listen to the Cuppy anthem. It's modeled on the 3 lines on his shirt, famous English anthem. And he's then going to be in all the American sports leagues, NFL, basketball, you name it. He's going to be at the African Nations Cup, Copa America. Olympics, Commonwealth Games, you name it, domestic Premier League. So the aim of this meme is for it to not die in the World Cup. You're going to have so many World Cup tokens which come for about 2 months, maybe 3 months, and the narrative will be massive. Make no mistake, when you talk about meta and crypto, it doesn't get any bigger than the World Cup or football, right? So we're going to be already the known entity there. So we're also going to be launching other World Cup associated meme coins. And if you're an investor, are you going to trust some faceless character to launch on Pump Fun, whatever meme it is, whether it's a team, whether it's a famous player, whether it's a goalpost, a pair of boots, gloves, whatever, or you're going to actually trust CUPPY that is known, that survived the storm, that has a very clear roadmap and is going to be in it for the long term. The devs are known. People know us now. We're 6 weeks in, right? And yeah, so that's what we're going to build out, mate. That's what we're going to build out.
No, like I've managed to get to know you for quite a while, and like I say, I know the connections and how big this is going. Like I've got no doubt whatsoever about this, and I just really appreciate taking the time to come up today. We'd like you to obviously stay on and just kind of give some feedback to the others when they've done theirs, and we'll catch you again at the back end of the show to go over CUPPY one last time before we close it down, if that's all right.
Yeah, mate. Look, one final thing I would say, if you haven't already, get to our TG, get into our X. We're going to be having a betting and predictions competition next week for the qualifiers. And here's the aim of that, just real quickly. We're going to have individuals, teams, groups, and then whoever qualifies for the World Cup, we're going to have the Meme Coin World Cup, where various meme communities, maybe KOL, private groups, they're going to get to take the field with a 48 starting team as per the World Cup. And there's going to be up to $100,000 prize. 2.5% supply of CUPPY, a lot of other prizes on offer, because we all know people like to predict and bet on matches, and our vision is to pull in other meme coin communities who likely will invest in CUPPY because it's not competitive, other utility projects, KOLs, privates or individuals, and give them a chance to participate in the fund. So no, I'd love to stay on, and we wish all the other projects the best of luck in their presentations.
No, I really appreciate that, mate. We are having some mic difficulties, unfortunately. So I want to get these guys up who are having the mic difficulties, if that's all right. Kuzon, are you there, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. How you doing today?
No, I'm doing great, mate. I'm doing great. I know you're short on time, so come and tell us, spill the beans on your project, pal.
Awesome. So, NOVAH originally started as a community financial project to help individuals understand online commerce. We started that back in December of 2025, and it was basically debunking all of the course selling and online ways that people were generating revenue and trying to basically sell that onto other people. After we had kind of stumbled into crypto, me specifically, I actually saw a lot of volatility and not a lot of trust that was established in that market. And it was very easy to build something that would establish somebody very well into that market. So as we kind of upscaled towards the end of March, we decided to start moving towards an LLC with an nonprofit organization attached underneath, because we want to start building a real life company. And instead of focusing on stocks and dividends, we decided to launch a token on March 1st, 2026, tied to our company. It's all doxed. All the information that we do is completely transparent. And we also try to basically let people know that we are not personally involved in crypto for a very long time. I work with certain communities like Doginal Dogs and a few other groups that have educated me on how to carry myself, how to properly trend and work that project on that side. But ultimately, the entire reason why that crypto project was started was so we can solidify trust into a market. So the entire goal of NOVAH company as a whole is to build trust in any foundation that we go. So within the next 5 years, we are trying to establish a network across the globe, whether that's IRL, humanitarian outreach, whether that's getting involved in politics, which will be happening here shortly. I will be meeting with a couple of representatives here in Florida to start helping different hospitals and non-for-profits push their own type of token so we can reestablish not only liquidity, but trust back into the crypto space while we're in this bear market. We're also trying to work with different projects, whether that's TreeGen or a few others out there as well, so we can get boots on the ground and help that as well. Secondly is ultimately we want to have 7 different branch offices around the world. This is a company building project. This isn't necessarily focused on crypto, but we want to not only reach out and lend aid by just the common individual who might not have a lot to offer, but we also want to hold different events, interviews, and also investor inquiries as well across the globe so people can get personally involved in this project. We are on all platforms that are constantly streaming episodes every day at 10:30 p.m. EST. We go over our roadmap, what we're doing, what is taking place in those 24 hours. And ultimately, I feel like for me personally, it's to upscale humanity. Our entire message is in humanity we trust. A lot of our team is about between the ages of 20 and 30, and we are trying to work on our own growth as an individual to not only be not divided by race, religion, politics, emotions and little things like that, but trying to come together and work on collectively moving forward as a group, whether that's where you're at in the world, what you're doing with your life, or where your finances are at. So we have a lot that goes into that project and information that I could talk about for hours. But at the end of the day, the entire goal of NOVAH is to take what's broken with the world, which is building that trust back in humanity, whether it's through politics, whether it's through corporation, whether it's through crypto, whether it's through any type of aspect. And we will continue to push that message forward and spread positivity however we can. The more that we get into our company and be able to onboard the more tools that we have. And luckily, I have carried myself and networked properly to where the right individuals are placed right at the start of this to where we can outreach in a very spectacular way. As far as our crypto project does go, once again, we are learning with that, but it is healthy. I'm not somebody that has been in the space for a very long time, so I haven't pushed any major shilling or DGen activity, as I like to call it, just because that's not us. We like to be authentic, natural, get up there and talk about the real world things that are happening, wake people up, being educated, and also not walking around like we know everything. We're all here to learn and be great together. And I'm very, very excited for what we have to come over the next few weeks. And honestly, over my life, this is my life's work that I'm starting to build. And I am very excited to not only what I can personally accomplish, but what my team and everybody else that we have onboarded already will continue to grow themselves and do within this project as well. So thank you.
Yeah, that's, like I say, I just wanted to touch on a couple of aspects there. So I've seen you from episode 1. I don't know whether you knew I was there at the very beginning of episode 1, but I was. And I was listening to kind of the direction you were planning on building, and then how quickly you've actually built that in such a short period of time. You touched upon, obviously, about building slowly, which like these guys in here can give you advice. There's a lot of experience in here, and me personally, I think you're doing it the right way. You're not going for the shill and kind of ramming it down people's throats. You're basically saying, if you believe in what our message is and what we're doing, you join us. And I think that is the right approach. I really am impressed with the way that your team are performing and your approach to the space. Like, age doesn't necessarily matter, but it's nice to see someone so young coming in, and it's not just about the quick gain. It's the mindset of the longevity, and that's amazing. So I can give you flowers for that. I'm just wondering if anyone else has got any kind of questions or feedback. Shyam, have you got anything you would like to ask?
No, nothing that you haven't mentioned. But no, it sounds interesting, and even the first project, CUPPY, I'm very interested with, because I'm a massive football fan myself. So I'm going to check that out and take a deeper look into what they're doing. So that really piqued my
Love it, mate.
interest.
What team?
What's
What
that?
team? What team are you a fan
Uh,
of?
Manchester United.
Good lad, good lad. Right on. You can come and join our TG, mate. Any Manchester City, I'm not so sure. I'm kidding. You're all welcome.
Ben, have you got any feedback on NOVAH, or any advice at least?
I don't. I'm looking forward to hearing more about them and checking them out. But I think it's the first time we've really heard, or I've heard of NOVAH. So yeah, looking forward to it.
No, it is they're very much just keeping to themselves with their own hex spaces at the moment, which is great, because obviously they're not overstretching themselves. But like I say, I think these are some project to certainly keep your eye on. Jordan, have you got anything you would like to give in terms of advice or feedback?
Oh man, would I ever?
Go on,
So,
Garrett said.
yeah, it's great to connect with you. By the way, what's your name again? The CEO of NOVAH?
Yeah, you can just call me Jake or Kuzan. A lot of people know me by Kuzan, but I have no
Okay,
problem
we'll go by
calling
Kuzan. I like that name. That's cool, man.
Awesome.
So for me, one thing that's really important, especially right now in this day and age with the agentic era, everyone can create just about anything with AI agents right now, especially if you're a crack dev, right? You're looking for those edges. You're looking for those ways that you can connect with people. And what you're building actually has defensible viability because you're doing it organically. You're making it so that people are buying into the story, the narrative. What you stand for is exactly what we need more of in this space. We don't need more extractors. We don't need more short-term mindset individuals. We need people that are long-term. They think 7 generations ahead. They're constantly trying to really build each individual that is a part of their project. And so, and this is coming from my background experience. I've run huge multi-faith groups in the world, like 500,000 plus, 138 countries. I have had 2 meme coins in the space at 100 million plus. And so I've seen just about everything you can see in the last 5 years as I've been full-time in this space. So I love everything that you're doing. Just keep doing it, keep showing up, and you're the type of project that we like to work with, and that we're looking to, we get to shift that mindset, right? We get to rise up to the occasion of this great turmoil and uncertainty that's in the world right now. And we can do that through projects like yours.
I absolutely agree with that. And with specifically the part that you covered on, and AI and how everybody has just moved towards this very quick mindset of money. I mean, I got no problem saying I'm 23. Everybody my age is either flat broke or they're very up because it's so quick money. And that's not what humanity's ever been about. I feel like we have really lost touch about who we are as people and what we can accomplish together, and not to rely so much on these artificial things or artificial whatever. That's the same reason why we're approaching that project in crypto that way. It will be natural, it will be organic, people will come. And it's already happened once or twice where we have had 600, 700 people spaces just because people have seen that consistency. So at the end of the day, all we can do is continue to show people that we will not mess around. I've told Shane this 1,000 times, but I can sit up here all day and tell you guys that we'll do this and we'll do that and beautiful shiny roads and everything, but that's not how I was brought up. I was brought up that you do the work, you show the results, you keep moving forward. And I think that is very lacking in crypto. I've only been in crypto for about 3 months now, and it is absolutely diabolical to see some of the things that people do to themselves. I mean, from dumping Christianity coins to humanitarian projects, like it's just absolutely mind-blowing. what has happened. And today was especially a big day for us because we locked down we locked down 3% for 10 years. And that's going to be unlocked and sold, so it opens up volume back into the token, because we are projecting to be on the likes of, you know, XRP, Jupiter, etc. within the next 10 years as our company grows. Secondly, is we got our website up, which was major for us, and shout out to our web dad Wolf. He is an amazing guy. That entire team is just absolutely amazing. Strike Media LLC, those guys are just amazing guys. So really just had a big day today, got everybody situated, and we finally get to move into our third phase of our project, which is really outreaching to the public and showing people like, hey, this is what this is. But it's all organic. I will never go into space and be like, buy my token. It's not worth it, because I'm more focused on what we can do IRL. I mean, I got 20 people right now scattered across the United States that are all willing to go do anything and all things to help people. They're stopping by the grocery store and grabbing people and saying, hey, what's up with them and whatever. And we've really been able to get an outreach, maybe not with the NOVAH project, but as ourselves. I mean, my personal profile already has 300K impressions on it for 2 weeks, and it's all just positivity posting. So it's really great to see what we're building. I really appreciate you guys being respectful with me and allowing me to come up and honestly just continue to show the world that we're here to stay, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate that, mate. And like I say, you're welcome anytime. And, you know, we Franco's just put up your website for everyone to see. We are going to have to swiftly move on though, mate. And I know you're short against time. So again, thank you very much for turning out. Like I say, I hope this gets more attention to your project, gets more eyes on, especially now that they can put a visual to the project as well, and seeing a dev speak and not be kind of like hiding behind the PFP and whatnot. So thumbs up to you, mate, and thank you very much.
Of course,
if you
Joe,
could
I hope
just
you guys have a great rest of your call.
No, I appreciate that, mate. I've also just sent you a form. If you could just fill that in and get it back to us, that'd be much appreciated. It's just a bit of feedback for us, you know, throughout the show. So thank you very much, mate.
Have a good one, Shane. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you, Ben. Thank you so much. Jordan, I really appreciate your advice. Guys, have a wonderful night, and I will catch you guys on the timeline. Thank you.
Take care.
Hey, same, bro. Definitely hit me up.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so guys, that's NOVAH, a new project to the space, who's doing it the right way, in my opinion. And I want people to go and check it out. You know, Franco's put underneath the YouTube channel all the links of all the projects who are on tonight's show. So do make sure you do go and check everybody out. It's worth it. Cheyenne, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. How you doing? How's things with you?
Oh, it's great, mate. It's great. It's just, like I say, I've just sat here listening and like looking at everybody's projects, and your project, well, it's impressive. What's the secret?
It's. I think so. Just to give a bit of introduction, I'm not the only one leading the charge here, although I think I'm quite a key member now. We're actually a community takeover, and it's been 8 months in the making. So it was back in sort of the end of July last year where we CTO'd the project, and it's been constant grinding till then, and we've managed to hit a place where I think we're now getting more eyes. But the people have seen, our efforts. So just a bit of background. So we're Bag on Bonk. Um, the thesis behind our token, we're launched on bonk.fun. The thesis behind our token is, you grab a bag, you hold the bag, you diamond hand the bag, but also you have to work for your bag. And I know, many of you who have been in the space for a very long time, and since sort of the pump.fun era has started, it's been very difficult to find tokens which you can just marry your bag and just hold and continue holding, because you have sort of that fear that overnight you might just get rugged on a token, and we're trying to completely defeat that that with bag on bonk. And the first thing we did recently in the last month is all the core CTO members locked up their tokens for 24 months, and it's all sort of verifiable on Streamflow. So 54% of the entire supply has been locked up, and that was our first show of conviction. We've also managed to, with dedication through our, our team, our raiders, managed to get some interest from other people outside of our team, and it's I think that goes down to a sort of a group effort. We recently one of the other things I probably want to mention is we gained a lot of eyes about a month ago when we won votes on a project called Sasana. So Sasana, just to introduce you to that project, is one where you can nominate yourself, and if the community thinks your project is good and it wins, they have something called a DGen voter bonus, and they essentially buy a chunk of where their taxes into your project, as well as them basically backing the project because they've won the vote. So we managed to get some traction through there. So what are we actually doing? What's our next plans? So one of the things we are working on in the background is a diamond hand dashboard. And what that will basically do is, say you are a holder of the token, it will take into consideration how long you've been holding the tokens, how much you've sold, and of course what size of the value of the tokens you hold. That's not out currently right now, but it's in development. And once that's out, it'll kind of weight it based on all those factors, and depending on sort of where we see the best value is, we'll be dropping people different things. So that could be partner tokens. So if people if they're tokens that partner with us, we may drop our holders partner tokens. We may drop our own tokens as an incentive. We may drop USDC, for example. It'll be various different incentives that will just be sort of perks for just holding the token. It's kind of just an incentive to just hold your token. So that's one of the things coming out in the near future. The other thing we've got coming out is from one of our biggest, sort of our most dedicated community member, who actually owns the Red Baghdad account, and him and a few others are developing a really cool game. And think of sort of Super Mario and and sort of crypto combined. What it will basically be is two main things. There'll be a single player game which will be in Super Mario style, and you are essentially you basically get a score at the end of the time you play the game, and the person who gets the highest score at the end of the week would essentially be eligible for a prize. And it's also going to be a burn mechanism for the token, because some of that supply will be some of the tokens used to basically play the game will essentially get burnt. So it's sort of it's a constant burn mechanism, as well as incentivizes you to play the game, because it's just fun, and if you get the highest score, you win the game. So there's that, and then there's also a player versus player game in the same process. And what we're going to do there is kind of going to be like a 1 versus 1 fighter game, and that's also going to be coming out. We've got various other things which I can't reveal, but what I can say as alpha in terms of those listening is we've got some really big backers, and a lot of you probably know Bonk.Fun has suffered suffered from like a hack 2 weeks ago, which was unfortunate. And we're probably the most resilient token on there, and probably and if you look at if you compare all the meme tokens on Bonk.fund right now, I think we're the only ones which have actually stood resilient and moved up across the last couple of weeks. So I think we're standing out, and I think we'll probably continue to stand out as the platform continues to come up with new plans. So we like a kind of an underdog play, and we're going to basically hopefully be one of the top and continue to be one of the top tokens on Bonk.fun. So that's
Just
our
going to
aim.
say there,
obviously
sorry, I was just going to say
Go on.
there, like, it hasn't affected you at all. You've been in like a constant uptrend now for quite a long time. You know, like mid-February, it's just been up from there. So you've been doing pretty well, and a 2 million market cap
Yeah.
with like 2,700 holders. I mean, congratulations. I mean, what more is there to say? Like, there isn't many projects, especially meme coins, who are doing this at this kind of time in the market. You know, it's a grind currently, and users are kind of pulling the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean it's not been an easy journey, I would say that, but I think it's sort of I think it's sort of persistence, and I think it'll require even more persistence to get to where we really want to get to. We want to sort of get to that mass mass crowd stage, and we are persisting. We've got some really good things coming up, which unfortunately I can't share, but there is hopefully, if I can come on here maybe in sort of like 2-3 weeks again, I'll have more to share with you guys at that point. But yeah, we've got some really cool things coming as well, apart from what I've just mentioned.
So just a couple of questions off me before we kind of ask other people on the show to kind of put their questions forward. So as a CTO, you know, it's not like you've got a main guy so much, you know, well, you do, but there's no dev. So
Yeah.
how does that operate on a day-to-day? Is it easier because you've obviously been part of projects where they have devs? Do you find it more of a collaborative project because of it being a CTO? Do you find it more interaction with the community? That's what I'm basically asking.
I think the advantage of it being a CTO is you've got a lot of players and they have their own strengths. So I have my strengths, and probably public speaking isn't one of them, but I've come here today just to support the project. But I have my strengths in terms of like rallying people, being able to sort of get people to do things, and various other things. So I have my personal strength. There's people in the team who've got like gaming experience and do that. There's people who have got sort of innovative ideas, and there's other people in the team who've got good connections. So it's kind of like it kind of all sort of molds together and works as one. But obviously, the tricky part with the CTO is you have to also trust your various counterparts, and over time we've managed to sort of gather a group which we trust to very well, and the trust was actually shown when all of us combined decided we're happy to lock our tokens for 24 months. Like, that's quite an unusual feat to get people to do that. 24 months is a long time in crypto, and the fact that so many people locked their tokens when it was worth that this token was worth like 1 million market cap. You're locking tokens which people could easily capitalize. If you're earning 3%, you could easily capitalize 30K if you had 3%, for example, and they locked it to show that sort of strength, and to ensure that the project can actually take that next stride, and no one kind of PvPs. So it's really it's really good to see that, and I've not experienced that sort of community before in other projects that I've actually been part of.
No, much appreciated for answering that. Like I say, I just kind of wanted to have an understanding. Me personally, I've never been part of a CTO, so I just wanted to see how that kind of worked on the day-to-day and how people found their roles and how it all kind of worked. Do Jordan, have you got any questions you would like to ask or any feedback?
I mean, I really don't have any questions. I love the concept, and I love what the message that you guys, are pushing out there, that you all are living and breathing it every single day. Like, that is just so amazing. I think that we need to have a lot more different, communities that have that mindset of, I am going to work for my bag. If I'm holding an asset that has value, why not try to help it have more value? And why not, be, thinking about all the different ways that, I could, help the whole entire collective. And so I think what you guys have done is brilliant. And being able to have that core group of people come together and then lock those tokens up, I mean, that's a testament to the strength of your community, even at such a low market cap right now. I mean, it's amazing, guys. Like, you're doing a really, really great job.
Yeah, I believe that this is going to go a lot higher. I think it's somewhat a sleeper, I think people should just take note, at least go and check it out. You don't have to buy a bag, but if you check it out and get familiar with the community and get to know them, feel that vibe, then you could end up being a bag holder in this project, and you're still very, very early. Franco, have you got any feedback?
Amazing, man. I love the project, man. Feels like old school meme coin. That's my thing, man. Love it.
And what is also unusual is I was searching for it, right? When I heard about it for the first time, I was searching for it. Is it the first one to have an emoji as a ticker?
So there has been pre-emoji tickers, but it's the only one which is verified on Jupiter. So there is no other verified emoji ticker on Jupiter. So that's kind of just a fun fact. And it's so unique that when we try to list it on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, they were like, "What? We can't. Our systems don't allow us to list a ticker, so we had to call it bag on bonk on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, which is why I've put a dual name. We really just want to be known as the ticker bag, but we've got bag on bonk because that's what we're known on CoinGecko essentially.
Yeah,
so
no,
and
I completely
CoinMarketCap.
understand. I can understand that you're covering both bases, and you are right to do so. You don't want to kind of not do that, because that's where you're going to get a lot of visibility down the line as well. So that's important.
Yeah, definitely.
Ben, have you got anything you want to add?
No, I mean, congratulations. CTO right now that's hanging in there is impressive, right? It's nice to not have everybody fall apart and attack each other. So good on you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Just while we're at this point, I just want to remind everybody, CUPPY is the sponsor today of the show. It's a meme coin. Narrative is aiming at the World Cup. The World Cup's coming up, and there's a lot of fun action going on in their Telegram. There's competitions going on, score predictions. So definitely go and check that out. It's a really, really good project. And this is the dev, Simon. Do you want to just kind of give your feedback on Shyam's project bag? If you can hear. Simon, are you there? No, we'll move on.
Sorry guys, I've got some bad reception right now. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate. Did you manage to
beautiful.
hear? Did you manage to hear Bag?
Yeah, I was hearing a little bit about Shan's project, in and out. I'm on the road again now, but no, I love it. I love the measures they're putting in place. I think when it's all said and done, you need the right people. You need to build trust, and you need something which is fun and exciting. And you need to see things long term, but equally you have to be smart in how you manage your chart as well, because Solana is notorious for what I call the impatient, ADHD crackheads, that you can have the best project in the world, but these people aren't going to hold, right? Let's get very real. And people are going to sell. So what catalysts are you building? What is coming up next? How good is your roadmap? What is your go to market with product, content, and then token marketing? Because you need all three of them to work symbiotically. And if you can pull all of that off, then you got a very good chance. But I think what I've seen through memes is it's how do you build community? Are you raiding hard? Are you grinding? And it's about bringing back that old school bag work for me. You got a bag, then chip in and, get the job done. But it seems like they got a very good project. So I'm going to be having a look at it in a little bit more detail, put it that way. So congratulations, mate, and to your entire team.
Thanks, Simon. Yeah, appreciate those words. And yeah, drop by if you have any questions personally. I'm happy to probably share a bit more that I can't share publicly. But yeah, no, definitely drop
No,
by in
absolutely,
the
mate. No, we should get to know. We should DM one another on Telegram, and and with every project in here, I'd love to connect with you all, because I think that you know meme coins can be, and crypto can be, very tribal. Okay. And I think that part of removing this sort of PvP and, pump and dump mentality is to recognize that if you can unite the clans and bind the right people together that have the right mechanism in place to not screw people over, then, why not benefit one another's projects? And I think that's what Shane has been doing a great job of since I've met him. I've met Jordan recently as well. And for me, it's all about outlook. What are you like? Are you a decent human? And are you trying to make everybody win? Now, let's be honest too, in crypto, not everybody is going to win. Depending on your liquidity to market cap ratio, how you manage that, how you thicken it up to bring whales in. So there also has to be an element of realism. So as much as people talk long term, long term, long term, are you seeing what they're doing is realistic? So big on meme coins is how are you going to thicken the liquidity up? And I know some people in crypto right now that are going to solve some of those problems, and I won't cut anyone's grass, but let's just say I'm excited for that. And the knock-on effects it can have to projects with not just chart management, OTC deals, but giving people another option than wrecking their own chart. It's like, I have KOLs. They're not getting tokens, but guess what? When they do get tokens, they are vested over 6 months. That's rare for a KOL. Because I've got the networks, I've built a big project, well, quite a few, and I know all the top tier guys, and they're always pushing their own angle, right? They want to get paid straight away. Okay, pay them in Solana, right? But if you give them tokens, make no mistake that very, very few of them are diamond handed, number one. Number two, are solid operators that deeply care about the long term. They don't, the model doesn't allow them to. And number three, given the market, a lot of them are broke. So when you're broke and you're a supposed influencer that isn't broke, what are you going to do? You're going to sell your bag on people's hats and not give a rat's. So I think there's some structural mechanisms that this group of people here today, and in the TVs with Shane, Jordan, and some of you other guys are going to put together, which I think are going to profoundly benefit crypto. And again,
You're just cutting out here, Jordan. Simon, sorry, you're cutting out, mate. Just pause your mic, and then we'll get you back up in a minute when your reception comes a bit better. No, cheers, Shyam. Thank you very much for coming up and sharing back. I'm pretty sure we'll all be networking again soon. The idea that I've always been of the mindset that we need to tighten all our circles, the people we network within, and make sure that we're around the good people in the space. People who are willing to help other people out and not expect anything in return. I think that's kind of like the most important thing, but then also be there to support the people when they do need the help or point them into the direction of somebody else. Getting kind of the communities of your projects to be of the mindset that you don't have to hurt everybody else by your own actions. It's kind of like, I just want people to think that the space is a good place, and without people making changes, the changes will never happen. And it's all about education for me, and I think that we lack it. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to merge a group of projects to educate their own communities in the same way, and we move collectively as one, as well as cross-pollinating projects, communities as well. And we've been relatively successful in what we're doing, you know. And like I say, we'd obviously love you to kind of come on board and be part of what we've got going on in terms of that. But I do believe that everybody does need help in this space. I think these people who think that they've got all areas covered and they don't need any support and they turn that support away, I think it's such a bad move, because nobody knows everything, and having that support and that network, it can only be a strength, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too. And Shane, to your point, which I think is really quite incredible, is that, you know, several of us here were just meeting for the first time tonight, and we all have the same vision, the same direction, the same type of infinite mindset, and that we see this major problem that is in our industry right now, and is what actually has led to many of the reasons why we have so much extraction, so much of a mentality that it's like, I don't want to go to sleep holding the bag, right? I don't want to go to sleep holding the bag. I remember in 2021, and I love that, you know, Simon and Franco brought this up, you know, like old school, you know, meme coin, like 2021, when I was running Polydoge full time, because I'm one of the co-founders of the most successful meme coin on Polygon. I mean, I knew I could go to sleep and my community had my back, right? I knew that they were going to constantly be there and ready to, you know, do everything that they could, because we all were working for the same goal. And we weren't thinking like, oh, I'm just going to dump on you guys, you know, or, and it was that community strength that led us to get up to 120 million market cap. We would not have ever gotten to that point without that type of mentality.
But do you think that mentality can change in the space as a whole? Or do you think it's the damage has been done with the likes of Pump Fund, where it's so easy just to give up a bag that you've supported for so long to try and aim for like the quick gain?
So, you know my answer on this.
I know your
But,
answer, but I mean,
yeah,
for the listeners,
yeah,
you know
but
what
for
I
the
mean?
listeners, yes, yeah. So I think we absolutely can change it. I mean, what you know, what Bag on Bonk is already doing, they're showing you that it's possible. NOVAH showing you it's possible, right? People are hungry for authentic. They're hungry to have an experience that's real connection, and especially in this day and age when you don't even know if a post was actually written by a human, right? It could have been written by AI. Like the amount of AI slop that's out there. So there will be this great divide that is going to take place, and it is already taking place, where you're going to crave even more human connection than you did before. I'm already experiencing it myself. And I also think that there's a massive opportunity right now, and this is a big area of focus, R&D, intensive development for RYFT, is how do we leverage the new agentic tools to change the behavior of the market? How do we do that? How do we facilitate that? How do we make it so that there are more positive sum games, positive sum systems that more people are winning? And we can do that because of with AI agents, they will follow what you incentivize them to do or reward them to do. That is what they follow. They don't have emotions. I know a lot of people are, you know, debating whether or not AI has emotions. They don't have emotions. And so if they're incentivized for extraction, guess what? They're going to extract, and they're going to max extract. They're going to extract at levels you've never seen before. But if we can engineer agents that are long-term, cooperative, that they're looking at PvE versus PvP, you can have a whole different dynamic shift within the market.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you kind of mentioned that, and I think obviously when your project comes up and speaks, I think it might be important you to kind of give a bit of a deep dive into that a little bit further with what RIFT's doing, if that's all right. I'm just wanting to basically, I've been looking for this anthem for CUPPY, and I just want to give it a quick play, and then I'm wanting to get Diego on from play, just in case he's short on time. And needing to get off. So I'm going to play the anthem for CUPPY because it's worth a watch. Here we go.
Hey guys, my name is CUPPY and welcome to our World Cup 26 meme website. We aim to be the main meme token for this great event. So over the coming months, you will find in here our roadmap, competition details, X page, and TikTok info. So you can follow us on other socials. We have lots planned in the run-up to the World Cup. And maybe you will meet some of my friends very soon.
You guys getting volume there?
I'm not getting volume on this side.
Till his final day, with the ladies nearby all day. Could have had many more waiting in the street, but he had a football meet with so many fans to greet, and now he's singing. CUPPY, the World Cup made. Oh, pretenders dreaming. No more meme ruffles, no more need for screaming. Talk about CUPPY, the World Cup meme. And then one night he left his home. He had to be strong to become well known. Got the whole team ready for war. No football made this good before. With such a compelling lore, and the CUPPY army singing. CUPPY, the World Cup meme. Oh, pretenders dreaming, making gold. The fans cheer, helping them find meaning. We bring the green banners. Who says you need romance? CUPPY's a star, he loves the storm. In the stands, he's a lovable rogue. CUPPY's a star, he loves the storm. In the stands, he's a lovable rogue. CUPPY, yeah, CUPPY is king. CUPPY is here, CUPPY is here. CUPPY the World Cup lead. CUPPY the World Cup CUPPY's here. CUPPY's coming home.
I know Simon's not on stage anymore, but I tell you something, it's a good watch. That I like that. I like it a lot. What's up, Diego? Are you there?
Hello, Shane. Yes, I'm here.
I appreciate the long wait, mate.
Oh, no problem.
How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks
Whereabouts are
for
you from?
inviting us upstage here.
Whereabouts are you from, Diego?
I'm from Belgium.
Oh, very nice. No, it's great. And I thought it was quite important to invite you on today because you're doing so much for quite a lot of communities actually without them kind of realizing, because you're going to be hosting a poker event for myself. And many of these projects who are in here today, their communities are kind of going to be taking part in that. So I want to say thank you for that, first and foremost.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Glad that you guys want to test out the poker platform and have a fun game together. It's always
Yeah.
fun to collaborate with different projects, communities, and get to know new people in space. Legit people.
Yeah, I think it is. It's important, and like I say, it's kind of getting yourselves in the right circles with the right people and trying to avoid the bad actors in the space. Can you just touch upon your project? I obviously know a little bit about it prior to organizing the poker event, but if you can just give a deep dive and spill the beans on play.
Yes, the poker platform itself, it's Smart Chain Poker. We launched in January 2023, a little bit over 3 years ago. And the token itself, it's Play Solana Poker, and that one launched almost 2 years ago. Dus the poker platform is a little bit longer, a year longer live. Dus a little bit over 3 years now. It's a long time in crypto, but we're still going strong. And yeah, what we're doing is we're playing poker. We have two currencies listed on the platform, USDT and our own token Play. And we have all kind of poker games, cash games, tournaments, spin and go games, sit and go games, everything what you can think of in poker. And what we're doing is we host free rolls for other communities just to have a fun time. Free rolls, paid games, everything what you can think of. That's what we offer. For players itself, it's also we have a few nice benefits for players. We have a rakeback program where players can earn rakeback if they play. The more they play, the higher rake they get back every month. It's a tier system. What we have else, we from the games, we burn 20% from all the fees from the games. That's what makes our token deflationary. In these 3 years now, we burned 78% from the supply, and we're sitting now a little bit over, a little bit under 1 million market cap. We had a small hit because of the Solana dump, only the whole market dump. But if you change the chart settings to the liquidity pool, then you see that it's just slightly growing, like how it's designed. With every game, more tokens going out of circulation, and it seems to work.
No, that's oh yeah, I'm on. No, I really appreciate that, and also you do other things as well within your Telegram. So can you just explain what else you offer within Telegram? Because you can play this, can't you, straight from the TG?
Yeah, we're now also since the end of last year working on something else, and it's called Play City, and it's a Telegram bot. It's free to play. It's a kind of farm game. You can plant vegetables, harvest them, sell make products, sell the products, and it's also a Telegram bot. It has little gamble games like All in Poker, scratch cards, and often this bot can be used by different communities. There are events that you need to compete between communities, but that is still in development. This bot is still in test phase. I think maybe we're ready in 2 months, but still, that's something actually that we're not heavily promoting yet, because it's not completely finished. But yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to, because the testers like we have a lot of fun with it, and the rewards are also juicy now in the test phase, and it will only grow bigger if we start to push this bot into other communities.
Yeah, so you're at a 696k market cap, which is pretty good with the liquidity locked at 58k. Just in regards to the project as a whole, what would you say the biggest difficulty is that you've faced with this project?
The yeah
Yeah, I
the
mean,
for platform,
does it need
exactly.
licenses and stuff like that, or with it being
the
gambling?
biggest difficulty is actually the players. You always need to find new players, of course, because not everyone is as good as in poker. And if players lose a few times, they of course will not always buy new tokens or deposit more USDT to play more games. So we have in the last 3 years a user base from over 5,000 players. But you also see it. People come, people go. But we have also the active crew that they are already 3 years with us. And that's the most. I think that's for every project, casino gamble thing. The most. How to
The
say
most
it?
challenging aspect is to keep
exactly.
people interested and locking them in. So what, like, is there any ideas in terms of what you're planning to do to do that, to like incentivize people? I love that Play City, by the way. I've kind of already got into that. Obviously you can't do a great deal right now because it's still in build, but I did check it out, and I love the idea on that as well. And can you win play tokens by playing in Play City, I take it?
No, but while playing you can win USDT credits,
Right,
tokens.
okay.
And there is also an option in the bot to buy with these credits play that you can transfer to the software. Dus it's kind of also connected in a way, and that's also with this new bot that we're gonna try this strategy to also bring with this bot new players to the poker platform, and with like events that we're gonna do with you with different communities. That's what we're also doing. Try to give communities a fun time. We put something up for the prize pool, and everyone can come play for free and test out the platform. If you like it, you can play more games with us. If you don't like it, then so be it. But that's kind of the thing. We don't push the token. We just push the platform, and we just want to play poker. And the token is just something extra for the community, and it will grow as more as we play.
I just want to touch on that because I think it's really important to have projects like this in the space, because yes, you do have your own token, but it gives people, communities, a chance to get to know one another, and gives communities a chance to kind of take a step away from the chart as well of their own projects and have a bit of fun. And I mean, without something like this, it's the space can be very intense. Some people work really long hours. The amount of commitment they put into a project, and this is kind of why I wanted to organize an event for a selective group of projects and their communities, because I think that you can really get to know people a lot more in a different environment, and this offers that. And like I say, we're here, we're wanting to come and support you as a project. And like I say, a couple of these guys who are in here today will be also taking part on that poker event on March 29th. I just kind of want to say as well is, if anybody is interested in taking part, It's just a case of getting in touch with myself or getting in touch with any of these people up on stage and just saying that you're interested, and a link will be shared out to you so that you can be part of the setup to go towards that. The idea is that we're going to get projects to contribute to the prize pool, just a small amount of token, so that we can basically have a prize pot for multiple, like a multiple prize pot of different tokens. I've done it in the past, you know. The first time I did it, I think we had 18 projects all contribute between $50 and $100, and then the second time round, I think we had 15. And it was brilliant, and there's absolutely no reason why we can't do that again. And again, it's about giving the projects community some fun as well, and getting to know one another in a different scenery. So I really appreciate you coming on today, Diego. I know it was either you or Paul who was going to make it today, and you kind of didn't know where you were kind of stood on that one, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, normally it's Paul that is a speaker, because he's more confident, because English is not my native language.
No, you've done very well, mate.
Thanks,
You've done
I
very well.
appreciate it that I could come up and talk about the project.
I just want to kind of say as well, so I've sent you a form if you wouldn't mind filling that out. It's just a bit of feedback on the show. That'd be much appreciated. Action is one of the Beans team. You know, he's one of the top guys, and welcome, mate. Apologies I haven't got you up and spoken. I was been busy looking at everybody's socials.
No, you're good.
Have you got any?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you sound good, mate.
Right,
have you got any feedback you want to give to Diego?
No, I mean, I know we were doing that at poker tournament, and I'm looking at the the site he's got there and everything. I didn't know that it was all tied in with his own coin and everything. So that's really exciting. And I think you're spot on saying that, those are the kind of projects we really need in the space, because it brings communities together, right? There's a lot of like just echo chambers of communities that are, sure, they're communicating with each other, but they're not really getting out in front of the space. And that's part of the reason we started this show. And the poker tournament is another place where, people can bring their real life skills and their friends into the space. Maybe if they're a poker player, that's a good way for them to maybe get introduced into crypto. So, yeah.
Never thought of that, actually.
It sounds like Shyam's got to head out in a little bit. So I wanted to give him a minute to say what he's got for us.
I just want to say just a quick thank you. This has been a real pleasure to be on here, and hopefully I can talk to you all again. I really enjoyed listening to all the projects that came up here as well. So, I agreed with a lot of what people said, and I want to be, we want to support each other. So, if anyone wants to reach out to me, feel free to drop into the bag Telegram chat. I don't have my DMs open, but if you drop a message in the Telegram chat, I'll DM you on there. But yeah, no, it's just been great connecting with everyone in here, and hopefully speak to you again on a more frequent basis in the future.
No, spot on, Shyam. Like I say, I can easily put people in contact with you. I mean, you're in my PMs as well, so we'll make it happen, mate. And just enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you very much for taking the time to come on today, and especially being part of the first show. It's been great to have you.
Yeah, it looks like we've had like over 200 live views. We're just getting started. So yeah, we really appreciate you being part of this first step, and we'd love to have you back on, man. You got a good project.
Amazing. Thanks, Roy.
I just want to add, though, I think that's only 200 live views from just the one social, though, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Franco's the expert on that stuff.
No. It's Archibald social, so without the project's own socials.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
So it could be a lot more. That's great. Shyam, thanks again. Next up is we'll offer Ben up because I know Ben for quite a long duration of time. This project to me is really, really good. You'll understand why when he explains it. It can be complicated, but it depends how he shills it. If he shills it the way that I want him to shill it, he can simplify it so it's much easier to sink in. But it's really good. So how you doing, Ben?
Good.
Shill
Yourself?
the beans.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
thanks,
doing good,
thanks.
mate.
It's nice to be here. You've had some good projects on, so it's been fun to listen to.
No, that's the idea, mate. Like, we're still early doors with this. Like I say, it's been 2 years, and I think we need to show proof of concept to a certain degree. That's really, really important. But with what Franco and the team have got here, it's amazing. Like the amount of social platforms now that we're able to merge instead of just, well, you go into spaces with me all the time anyways, don't you? Like, how much quieter is some of the spaces now, you know, because people are situated in such different areas. Now I think we need to move and merge everyone together more so now than ever. So that's what we're doing. For it. Yeah, come on then, spill the beans on SEDL.
All right, so I do have a 3-year-old yelling at me, but let's go. Okay, so SEDL is a peer-to-peer payment platform. It's designed to be super simple, like a Cash App or a Venmo. Crypto is, you know, fairly complicated for most people, so we're trying to use a big utility, cross-border payments, and make that really simple for people to understand. So we liken ourselves to, like I said, a Cash App or a Venmo. It's a simple username, password login. We take users' fiat, convert it on the back end into USDC. So when you load $20, it shows up as $20. You can send $20. Shows up in their wallet as $20. You can track transactions for your year, generate receipts with every transaction. So it's just really easy. It's a simple platform to use, but it has, you know, big utility. You can make cross-border payments, 1.2% wallet-to-wallet trading fee. And what we do with that 1.2%, SEDL takes 0.2%, and the 1% is broken up into a 4-tier referral network. So that's where the crypto end comes in. We have the SEDL token, and it is paid out to people in your network, right? So the more people you get to sign up, the more you can make off of their transactions. So that's where it gets complicated, and Shane doesn't like to get too much into it, but anybody you sign up, you get 0.4% of their transaction for free. You don't need to hold any token. From there on, you have 4 more levels. The more they get to sign up, the more you get 0.3, 0.2, and 0.1% of those transactions. So as it breaks down, the metrics we try to get people to look at is if everybody's spending about $400 in a year, not a ton of money on the platform, costs you just a little under $5, and you're adding about 10 people and everybody's doing the same in a year, you're making close to $5,000 purchase price of SEDL token a year. The way the tokenomics break down, the platform, every time the platform transacts in $1 million, it generates a $12,000 buy off the open market in SEDL token and distributes to everyone who's made, tokens for that block. So I don't know if you can hear my daughter screaming in the background. Just a second, baby. So they're market bot tokens. So we don't hold token, which is a big deal if you know about these things. We don't need people to buy tokens. We don't need exchanges. We need people to use the app, and then the tokens get bought. The more people use the system, the more they want to hold their 3 million token. The bigger the system gets, the more the token price goes up. We have the ability on the platform to lower the amount of tokens you need to hold per level. So as the token price goes up, we will lessen how many you need to hold per level, so that's always a good entry as we get into new and different countries. So where we're at now, we just launched about a week ago in El Salvador. Most countries can load the app now and see how it all works and how the flow goes. But we geo-block everybody except for countries we have all of our proper licensing in. So that's where we're at. We're just obtaining licenses, and we'll start getting more and more countries as we go. And that is it. It's about the least I can do, Shane. So.
No.
But any questions?
That made perfect sense, mate. And obviously, your plan is to kind of slowly launch out, like state by state, country by country. So by doing that, you're always bringing in a fresh audience to SEDL, aren't you? You're not going out with a massive bang and seeing who catches. You're focusing really one place at a time. So it'll be a steady flow in.
Right. So the referral network is attached to the app now. So even though you can't use it everywhere, you can, if you know someone in El Salvador, you can start recruiting for the app and build your downline. You don't need a whole token to build your downline. So if it doesn't work for you, you don't need to invest. And yeah, just as we start launching more and more countries, we'll start having launch parties and having more fun. So our next step will be really getting the tokens out there, doing a pre-sale here before too long. And once we have our next country lined up, we'll do a pre-sale and then a launch party for not only the partnership platform, but another country. So that's kind of where we're at now.
What chain will the token be launched on?
We keep going back and forth. We did we were planning on Polygon, and I think we're maybe going back to Polygon. We then went to BSC thinking there was a little more liquidity changing hands there. But we haven't. We've had some recent developments in the last couple of weeks that I can't really talk about, but they may change some things.
Okay, just on that, the perfect person in the room is here. Jordan, what's your thoughts on launching another token on Polygon, seeing as you are somewhat number one on Polygon?
I've got Jordan's.
He did get my feedback on that actually just recently. For what Ben is going for, there could be quite a significant amount of traction that could happen on Polygon, since Polygon is doing a lot of stablecoin infrastructure. Lots of the volume that's happening on stablecoins, not just on like USDC, but many of the different countries pairs is happening on Polygon right now. So I can see the strategic, without like trying to guess what was happening, what's happening behind the scenes. I can see that there's a potential that would be the right move, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, like Shane was saying, I was the head of the Polygon meme task force. I used to talk to Sandeep on a regular basis. I'm very well known in the Polygon community, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I have to roll some Play-Doh real quick. The app is on Stellar, and then the token we're trying to decide. But the app is already built and everything, right? Obviously, because we're out. But yes. We're trying to decide, depending on how things go over the next week or two, and then we'll know more and can probably fill people in.
No, that's amazing. So for anyone listening, you know that you've got a token launch coming up very soon for SEDL. Join the Telegram and get in the know. Join all the socials, and that's something you could be part of. You've just heard there. It's basically a payment service which is really, really good in terms of just for the newbie. Very simple, email and password login, no wallet needed, everything's USDC. What money you have is what states, that's never going to fluctuate too much. Action, have you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's something like anyone can use in my eyes. Is do you have like a team that works on like the security aspect and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I hired a 3-person development team, and they're doing all of that. It's a wallet built on Stellar, right? So they have a lot of that stuff figured out for us. Of course, nobody does this the whole time I'm waiting, and then the minute I start talking.
Sounds like my daughter that's 3. But she will tell me how it is, man.
Sounds like my other half. That's what she kicks off like.
We have chickens in the office right now. My wife bought a bunch of chicks, so
we
are. Yes, security's good. We have a team. We have a couple of different patents on the referral network side and how and how
Hi.
that all
Hello.
goes.
Hey.
And then trademark on Settle, so nobody can copy us and do like spin-off tokens and all of that. So we've been working on this for over 2 years. She has a scratch.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
Yeah, that
Let me
happens.
Yes, security is good.
Awesome.
Just
Yeah, it sounds like you're all buttoned up. So are you like a software developer, or what's your background?
Jenny, you need to go. Harrison, can you take your sister? You can have that.
It's all good, Ben. It's all good. Don't
all
worry.
good.
We can always come back in the short while if you want, mate. If that's fine, then let Jordan speak, and then what we'll do is we'll come back to you to answer any questions. Jordan, are you there?
I am here.
How you doing, mate?
I'm doing pretty outstanding. I mean, it's been a wonderful conversation. I love how everybody is on the same wavelength. All the different projects. It's been a good time.
It's important, right? It's important that everybody has got this kind of mindset. We've not had one project in here who's, come and buy my token, do this, do that.
Man, I hate that
how
crap.
often do you hear that?
Yeah.
We're going to
But
the
yeah,
moon.
can you come and spill the beans on Rift?
Oh man, where do I start? Right.
Not what's coming.
I mean, it's kind of
Tell them where you're at now.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be spilling the beans on certain things just yet. But yeah, so let me give a little bit of the story of Rift and who we are, where we came from, where we're at right now. So Rift started about 2 years ago, and we stand for Rapidly Yielding Future Technologies. We're a composability infrastructure and protocol for AI, NFTs, tokens, and RWAs. And what we do, at the core, what we do is we determine through different development processes and systems how to create positive sum games for this industry. And so what does that mean? That means that we are looking for every possible avenue to make it so that you can have win-win situations. And it's not about extraction, it's PvE maxing, basically, right? And so we started out with this concept of if some of you have been around for the hybrid NFT hype that happened, like early 2024 with ERC 404 and all those different, derivatives that were happening. And we thought that was really exciting because you could, maybe there was a possibility of taking existing tokens and turning those into hybrid NFTs and kind of creating liquid NFTs. So that's actually where we started, is trying to find ways to reinforce the value of existing tokens by using hybrid NFTs as ways to build the culture, ways to build utility, ways to do gamification with your token, and kind of build like Minecraft building blocks out of your tokens. Literally being able to do full world building with your tokens and doing that through hybrid NFTs. We built out our entire protocol and stack and, all custom to that. And through that whole process, we discovered that hybrid NFTs and NFTs just in general, right, that they have so much more utility than we ever thought was possible. And through that, we were able to work with the Wyoming Gold Treasury through our partner with Global Gold and help them, develop systems of vaulting real gold and putting it on chain. And we've worked with, different gaming ecosystems and put in what we call wrapception, where you can do like full on crafting systems where you're wrapping token into token into token, or NFT into NFT into NFT. Like, think about it, like you start out with all common items, in the game, and then to get to the higher levels of rarity, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, you have to wrap into those, and so it creates these really great token syncs. And then as the agentic age started really kicking off, we were like, okay, how can we leverage this with agents? What can we do now? And that's when everything just completely exploded. In all of our R&D intensive research, all the different use cases that we could do. And we ended up building a framework called MAGIX, which is multidimensional agentic generative infinite composable scalability. And so through that framework, now we're working on, as I kind of hinted at, we're working on different ways that we can change the behavior of trading assets in crypto. And let me just backtrack a little bit. We have an MVP that we launched July of last year and started testing with different tokens on Base, Polygon, ETH, and BSC, and had different projects, taking their tokens, wrapping them into hybrid NFTs, creating their own collections, having their community use their token to wrap those hybrid NFTs. And we had a really successful campaign for Halloween, which we had about 45 projects, launched collections. We did, different giveaways. It was a lot of fun. But this is the thing. This type of Minecraft building blocks, or Lego blocks with your tokens, it takes a lot of education and lots of hand holding and many different processes to really hit PMF the right way, or even the revenue that we want to generate from the technologies that we build. Because at the end of the day, we're an innovation hub. So we'll constantly be looking for new ways to launch products that will create those positive sum outcomes, right? And so when we didn't feel like we found PMF in the way that we felt was more viable, then we shifted our attention to focusing on what we're building right now. And we're still using our technology and everything that we built over the last 2 years. One of the things you're going to see, because we've done quite a bit of custom builds, that's actually how we have been generating revenue across all this time. There's a project called Driven Labo, and shout out to Driven Labo. That team is amazing. If you were at ETH Denver, you might have seen the Ferrari of Paul Walker. Paul Walker's Ferrari was there. And Driven Labo has, they're becoming the car culture on chain brand. And so we are the company that came in and we built out full entire fractionalization systems for putting collectible cars on chain. So you're going to see that whole framework of what we built for them coming to light in the next few months here, maybe even shorter than that. And, seeing this. So like I said, we're constantly pushing the envelope of innovation, whether it's for custom clients or our own products. And we did launch our token. We launched our token on January 30th. I think it was January 30th. And with our token is, it's the access, it's the rewards mechanism, it's the main thing that drives the entire economy of the RIFT Foundation. So every time that we launch a product or a service, we will always build a flywheel for the token into that product. And I'm telling you now, the product that we're currently developing and that it will be going to testnet very soon, very shortly, and some of you on here will be part of the testers. Other groups were doing curated rollout of this. That particular product is going to have full baked in utility with the RIFT token. And if you're not holding the RIFT token, then you're definitely not going to get the full experience of what's being brought with these new market primitives and systems that we have spent a ridiculous amount of time finding the edge cases for.
Oh, can't hear you, Shane.
Oh, Shane, Shane, you gotta bring
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just saying there, like, for all the listeners, them final words, them last few sentences by yourself there, Jordan. It's very important to position yourself in preparation for this announcement, what's coming very shortly, to get a bag and stay active and pay attention, because I know what's coming and it's massive, and it is very, very, very beneficial to be an investor of RIFT. Just moving on to that, Jordan. So in regards to the hybrid liquid NFTs, can you just tell us a little bit more, especially like with Franco in here and Action in here, just a little bit more about what can be done with inside them hybrid liquid NFTs and how secure they are?
Oh man. Okay.
And how much stuff can be held in there?
So over 2 years, we found 100+ different use cases for hybrid NFTs, and especially for the Drift protocol. And you can actually go to, on the site there, you can go to, you'll see like a comparison chart that will show you those different things. What you're looking at right now, this is called liquid vesting. And what is liquid vesting? I'm going to tell you something that is really, really unique to the Rift project. And we launched it with our Drift protocol because we wanted to future-proof ourselves with our own technology. Like, yes, this product of liquid vesting, because it's such a different concept, the actual demand for that type of utility is not there just yet. But what we made it, what happens with vesting, right? Like, let's say if you're an investor in a project and you get vested tokens, a lot of the time you have to go and claim each month, or you're claiming on a stream, and you don't have full custodial access to all of your tokens that you have in your allocation. So what we developed with liquid vesting is it makes it so that you hold all of your tokens in hybrid NFTs. You have access to that liquidity via OTC. So OTC on Magic, well, it's not on Magic Eden anymore. on OpenSea, you could sell your position at any time, no matter how long you're vested. And so we have all these different mechanisms. So here's something that's just, it's crazy to say. With the RIFT token, all of the tokens are liquid vested. They're all in hybrid NFT liquid vesting compartments. So that makes it so when we are like 100 million FDV, 300 million FDV, $1 billion FDV, we actually have access to the full amount of the liquidity of our FDV. Which is kind of insane, right? Now, what you're looking at right here on this screen, this is our DApp, where you can take any token on Base, ETH, Polygon, or BSC, actually Solana now too, through the Base bridge, and you can create hybrid NFTs from your tokens. Hybrid NFT collections, 1155s, 721s. And so what you're seeing right now, you see how we left off on Christmas, because that's when we were like, hey, we're going to have to hard pivot, because this particular product it's great, but people are not, gravitating toward it like we were expecting, right? And so, and to make that happen would just cost so much time and energy. And so we found, the next main use case for our technology, which actually is, in our opinion, the best use case now that we've done so much research and development on it, that this will get us, to the point where we have the revenue coming into the foundation. We have major amounts of incentives and rewards coming to our RIFT holders. We have special democratization systems of systems you didn't know existed in crypto yet, but we're actually getting basically breaking through those layers and allowing anyone to access it versus just the big players. And so that's one of our major edges with this new technology. That's this new system, new technology, new product that is really gonna be quite something. And we've been really kind of tight-lipped about it because we know that in this new age of AI, right? Like I was talking with one of and hey, I'm an open book, right? So I'm talking to one of our investors in RIFT the other day, and he goes, he's like, man, he's like, it's such a crazy time because literally what took you guys 3 months to develop with, quite a bit of money and really crack devs for the MVP, right? With the back end and all that, everything that we did, because we didn't use, there wasn't all the tools that we have right now. He was like, I could probably vibe code the entire thing in like 2 or 3 days. He's like, in 2 or 3 days, I could copy it, and I could probably make it even better within 2 or 3 days and completely, blow that particular MVP out of the water. And I was like, you know what? I absolutely believe that you could. But with the next product that's coming, you absolutely would not be able to.
No, that's great. I know Action's got a couple of questions, probably, or a bit of feedback for you, Jordan.
Yeah, could you maybe give us a few examples of maybe some stuff you've done recently using these tools?
Some examples of with the hybrid NFTs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so one of them is making different ways that you can take the hybrid NFTs and take fractionalization of tokens, right? Let's say fractionalizes of tokens of like a collectible car. Okay, so the collectible car is the ERC2 is broken into ERC20 tokens, and then to actualize your ownership of those, you have to wrap those tokens into that hybrid NFT, and then that hybrid NFT now holds a ton of different programmable vectors and inputs and outputs. That's actually the big I would say advantage of marrying a token with an NFT is that now the token can augment a vast amount of financial information, a vast amount of endpoints and APIs, and it can do all kinds of things that it never could do before. It basically takes a token and then completely levels it up, and then gives it unlimited possibilities and utility by tying it to an NFT.
I've got a question for you, Jordan.
Yeah.
So say if there was, a project, well, not even a project, actually, someone here who was thinking of starting a project up, and they do a launch and they wanted to airdrop people tokens. Are they able to do that through the hybrid liquid NFTs? And
in fact, that's one of the best ways to airdrop a token, because now what you can do is you can set vesting parameters for that token when you airdrop it. If that individual wants to sell the NFT with the tokens that are inside of it, right? It's not hitting the chart, no price impact, no slippage, nothing like that. And so you're able to give rewards without being hurt by those rewards, which all too often happens in the space, right? When you do an airdrop. And so actually, this isn't alpha because people in our community know that we built a product called Flux Crates, which are basically airdrop loot boxes using our technology. Now that's not publicly available right now because of all the resources that are on this particular mystery build that is coming. But we do have that ability, and we have built out some, custom rails for that for other projects.
No, that's amazing. And
Wow.
so is this essentially a hybrid liquid NFT, like a vault? So like how secure is
Yeah.
it, and how much information can you store within?
It's extremely secure because it's it can only be accessed by the wallet that is owning it. Like that's it only. It can't be accessed by the main contract. Everything is compartmentalized. I guess I'm going to drop some alpha here. Here we go.
Cool.
With hybrid NFTs, you can create entirely new financial market primitives and for AI agents to trade in a way that makes it so that you're not just giving them access to an entire wallet. You can compartmentalize all of the different financial information and resources that those agents are trading.
Wow. I feel like you're like cracking the code to Web 4 right now. These are all the steps that needed to happen a long time ago.
You should see you should see the stuff that, I mean, you'll get to see it, but yeah, I certain things I can't say, but we have been in the lab and we have been cooking.
Yeah, that's really cool stuff. I mean, some of it's a little over my head, but the possibilities seem endless, and especially if you're ahead of the curve with like the agentic stuff, like you were talking about. That that's where we're moving, and securities like that are really important.
Oh, really, really important because I mean, look at and that's kind of like what a lot of these new payment systems are trying to do. They're like, okay, we're not going to create a digital signature. There's not going to be this thing. There's not going to be that thing. And so this actually makes it easier. So you don't have to create all kinds of complexity around it. You can just, trade much more refined financial information. Now, that's the other thing, is that in traditional finance, this is already something that's already happening. Like, when you trade a bond, for instance, there is a lot that is a part of that asset. And so this is going to be the level up of what we can do. Like RWAs, if you want to do RWAs properly, you have to do it through hybrid NFTs. I'm telling you, as if you want to do it on chain, you have to do it through hybrid NFTs.
Is there any kind of restriction to what these can do? Like literally anything? Like
they're completely modular, so there really isn't it's open to your interpretation and imagination. And see that's why when we first built out our protocol, we were like, wow, everyone's going to want to use this, right? Like that, you're like, everyone's going to want to use this. This is going to be the most amazing thing. And what we found is that the education side, and especially just saying NFT, like if we said NFT, oh man, like, people would be like, I met with so many VCs and they're like, yeah, sorry, we don't touch anything that has to do with NFTs. Even if this sounds plausible, we're not going to touch it. And so we kind of feel like it's pretty amazing because we're like in the right place at the right time. We've been building this technology for 2 years. We have already tested it with several communities. We've already, done campaigns. We've built custom systems. And so now this next iteration of what we're building is on a whole nother level of what we've ever done before. And it's just we count it as a blessing, and we're just really trying to find those places where we can solve a problem. We can service to the best of our ability to the users that are using that particular product, and that we're making it positive sum. We don't mass extract, and that's one of our edges. Our edges is that, you know, when you're working within our systems, you know, we're not trying to fee you to death, right? And we're really trying to make it so that you can have a collaborative experience, and it's really quite something. And we plan on being here as RIFT. We plan on being here for 10, 20 years, 30 years. I mean, when we started RIFT is we don't want to ever create another company ever again, right? Never create another foundation or company ever again. This is the legacy company. We keep building. We pivot if we need to. We have an infinite mindset. We always find a way, and we do our best to work with the best in the industry.
No,
Yeah, that
thank
is-
you very much for that, Jordan. Like I say, us ourselves at Beans, you know, we're in collaboration towards this build. We're in the know of what's going on and what's to come, and it's really, really important that, you know, people pay attention to what is coming. Ben, have you got anything you want to add?
No, yeah, I'm looking forward to being part of what they're building. I think it looks great. I'm interested in the.
It's hard to say it without saying it, isn't it?
Yeah. I
You
know.
guys-
I'm like, wait. Is Ben gonna say it?
No, I'm not going to say it. All right. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the project develop.
Yeah, don't mess it up, Ben. But what's the thing to take away from this is that what we're doing is a great way that everybody can benefit from it, whether you're a project, whether you're an investor. It covers all areas, and you know, us at Beans, we're going to be supporting massively through the visibility aspect. We're fully on board about moving in the right direction, and I do believe that if RIFT wasn't going to be doing what they're doing, then it probably wouldn't happen for a very long time in the way that they're doing it. I think that there needs to be a massive change in the space as a whole, and I do believe that we can swing a good percentage of that to doing it the right way, which we believe. Again, it's about networking. We want the most trusted people around us in our circles, and by coming on our show and, you know, obviously supporting Beans by being here, you know, you're in a great position as a dev, because we can basically situate you in a group where you will get that information where you wouldn't be able to get to it at all. So that's a nice way for us to kind of contribute from Beans to RIFT, and also to the individual projects who turn up and support us on here, because when you get this information, you can take that back to your own project and educate your own community. And yeah, it's a win-win. So that's kind of like aimed towards you, Diego, and also the other guys who have been in on the show tonight who had to leave, unfortunately. Tired Dads was meant to be on the show tonight. Unfortunately, he's gone down with sickness. So he's going to be scheduled in for a later date, unfortunately. So I hope Brandon, you know, at Tired Dads gets well very soon. I also just kind of want to give Diego another opportunity to come up and speak. Diego, have you got anything you want to add? Rift? Diego, are you there?
You're on mute, Diego. Yeah, this sounds like a framework to really, for anyone to use, right? And it being modular, the possibilities are endless.
I just see it as like I get what you were saying earlier, actually. Like, it's a lot of information to take on board, and also some of it is quite wordy. I do get that, but I think that when what's coming is launched, I think people would spend more time learning about everything else to do with RIFT because they're going to be situated there. So I definitely think it's the right move, Jordan, to pivot to what you're building currently. And I do believe like everything that you've got going is just going to increase in use over time as well. So I don't think you said that you've moved away from it because like you did the Halloween thing and then you're somewhat not had much attention since, but I do believe that that attention would come back.
Oh, I do too. I mean, what we're doing right now is the absolute amplifier for everything we've already built. And so we're really excited for, building out that demand. And then like you were saying, this is the product that's coming is a product literally anyone can use and anyone can benefit from. And so that's another amazing part of, what that hard pivot is looking like. And I do have to get going because my wife was like, "Hey, dinner's ready," and she when she says dinner's ready, gotta go, right?
Hey, you better go over there.
Yeah. No worries.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone here. Please, look at everything that we built so far. And I'm not revealing much right now, but there will be much more to reveal in the coming weeks and coming months. And it's going to be an exciting journey for us all, working together, because I know that several of the projects that are here will be able to use what we're building and use it in a phenomenal way.
No, I really appreciate that. Franco, have you got any closing words before Jordan gets off?
Yeah, man.
What's for dinner?
People, man.
Yeah,
it's amazing, man. Yeah, I know, Jordan. It's it's amazing, man. It's very exciting. But he's so smart, man.
Yeah, crypto's an interesting space, right? Like, people want that like super high level tech, but it's also like an attention space. People are very short sighted. They're chasing 500 X's and stuff. So there's always going to be that balancing act of the tech and the excitement and bringing in communities and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a work in progress all around, and I think you're building a foundation for something really big. And you don't have to 10x your market cap in one day when you're building something real like that. So really excited to see what else you guys come out with, and I really appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you, Action. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, we're here to facilitate that PVE, man. Like that's what we're all about. And just wait, just wait. And I will just say this before I go. The products that we've is a very easy sell. Like it is very, very easy sell.
Even I'll understand it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell.
Extremely easy. It's not going to be anything like a complicated pitch. Not at all. No, everyone will understand it in the first sentence.
Agreed. I can even pitch it. No, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go, Jordan, because I know that you're strapped on time and you want to spend some quality time with your family. But once again, I really appreciate you coming on, giving feedback to the other guests, and giving some useful information at the same time. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon and have you on again in this short term.
Outstanding. Well, everyone have an amazing weekend. Thank you, everyone that has tuned in and spent some time with us today. Hope everyone is blessed and stay positive. Stay positive. We have so many incredible opportunities right now, despite all the uncertainty in the world.
No, I appreciate it, Jordan, and you're absolutely right. Right, so we have kind of come to an end of the show. We have overrun ever so slightly, but I wanted to make that time for the guests who do make it to have a bit a bit more visibility on the show, just because we had a couple of guests kind of come and go quite quickly. But once again, we've had a great show. We've had very trustworthy, quality projects come on, which I think is the most important thing, and that's what you're always going to get with the Beans Bulletin. These projects that are coming on are good people in the space. They're not people who are going to rook a chart. The projects who are kind-hearted individuals who are there to support others and kind of move with the same mindset. In terms of the communities, many communities have tuned in tonight and kind of like listen to their dev talk. What I do like is to do is basically go to all the other projects, community telegrams, and just show that support, and welcome them back to your project. That's how we grow. That's how we all grow together. Welcome anybody who comes in, give any information that you can give on the project. And that's how together we grow, and we grow in the right way. Beans is going to be at the forefront of that visibility, that forefront of that joining of communities and networking of projects and devs. We see it right here with Diego, with Solana. We're going to be bringing 10, 15 projects over to his platform, as well as the community. And I'm really, really excited to do that. It's new to us, but again, they've got something there that we can all benefit from. And it's not necessarily just the crypto aspect. We can take that break away and go and enjoy ourselves and get to know each other on more of a personal level. I also like to say thank you to the Beans team. We've got many people working behind the scenes to get these shows organized, reaching out to projects of good quality and setting up what we have here today with the show. And that's going to continue. We've got shows every Tuesday and Friday, and they're fully booked out for the next 2 weeks, which is great. Up next on Tuesday, we've got an NFT show where NFT projects are going to come and showcase their collection. And then on the Friday, we've got a charity-based show with projects over from Base, which I'm really, really excited about. People who know me personally, I'm big on charity. And Crypto for Her is going to be the charitable project that we're going to be donating money to, which I think's amazing, and I want to continue supporting them on a monthly basis. I just want to make that crystal clear. We're all about giving. It's not all about taking in space, and that's the mindset we're going to try and change once and for all as a collective group. Have you got any kind of closing words, Ben, before we wrap this show up?
No, thanks for having me on. Dinner time here too, so looking forward to the next one. We'll have a little quieter house.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's Ben from SEDL. Really appreciate the time. Diego, are you there, mate?
Yes, I'm here.
Have you got any closing words?
No, I want to thank you for your time and for the opportunity to come to speak. And I'm looking forward to the event, to the poker event that we're going to do next week or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Action, have you got any closing words?
Yeah, I also want to thank everyone for coming on, the Beans crew. I know, things have been rough in the market in general, and that's when you make connections. That's where you should expand your network, and that's what we're trying to do here, right? We're bringing in projects. This is a great platform for people to hop in the show and check out what's going on without, spending hours and hours navigating through the scams and the bullshit. These people, these projects that are willing to come on here and talk about it, I mean, that's a pretty dead giveaway that they're building something real. So always be careful, always weigh your risk reward, but it's really important to get outside of your community, get outside of your bubble and make connections. So if everyone in here could go around and just follow their X account, check out their website, those are like the little things that you need to do. Send someone a DM, reach out to the Beans community, because we have contacts with these people. So yeah, we're really looking forward to expanding the community all around. And that includes all these projects that we're having here today. And we've got a lot more shows on the way, NFTs and more DGen stuff. We'll cover some basic topics, and then we've got some other stuff coming through the Beans project as well. So thanks again.
No, that's great and 100% right. And I think the great thing about doing these shows is, yeah, it's as a visual, which I think's beneficial and quite important actually, but also just being able to truly understand the project, you know, not being so rushed with them having their explanation on what they're talking about, but also when you go into like X Spaces as a project, you're just kind of around the same circle of people all the time, and it's not really got anything for the community. You get sick of waiting. At least with this, we can properly educate you on each project, and it's a deep dive as well as a visual, getting it up on screen, going through the website, going through the decks. You know, you don't get that on X. It's just a voice, and you don't really see anything other than that. So that's what we're bringing to you. And like I say, to everybody who's tuned in and listened, I really appreciate the support. And we hope that you can all come again onto the next show on Tuesday. Everything will be live from the Beans main X page as well. So, you know, if you follow the main Beans X page, you'll never miss a show because it's always going to be there. And that's where you're going to see the new up and coming project. That's where you're going to get the alpha on projects. So just make sure you do that. If there's one thing you need to get off the show, that is what you need to do. Follow the main X. Jordan, any final words, mate, before we give it over to the dev, Franco? I think Jordan might have gone for his dinner.
Yeah, I think so.
It's all good. Franco,
great show, guys. Love the projects. Love the show. You did amazing, Shane. Looking forward to the next time, man. Let's go.
Let's go. So we're just going to close this down with a good outro, and until next time, see you Tuesday. Peace.
DGNRadio, trenches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. DGNRadio, trenches on the radio. Radio, 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 radio. Yo, static hits like a corner store prophet. Spitting truth through the speaker, no profit. 92 BPM, knocking boots on the concrete. Why the feds trace signals they can't delete. Horn stab cut, that's the truth in the cut. Crypto flickering green while the world's on shut. Ain't no playlist, this a frequency war. Tune in or vanish like cash through